guarantee you it wouldn't be him.
But there are no dark alleys in Sisti's new Florida neighborhood. While creditors are seizing his Connecticut properties, Sisti remains out of reach in his palatial Florida home. Those bankruptcy laws in Florida and Texas have powerful supporters. The Texas legislature this year passed a law that actually increased the amount of personal wealth that can be exempted in filing for bankruptcy.
Hidden Valley Ranch of Thousand Oaks. Are you waiting longer for calls to connect? Fabricant Carousel Company in Glendale. Are you saving less than you'd hoped since leaving AT&T? We want you back. AT&T Pro Watts. A discount plan with very competitive prices. Switch now and get 1 month of long distance free. We want you back. Call 1-800-222-0400.
How about dessert from Presto Salad Shooter? Point and shoot right into dessert or fruit salad.
Shoot some shred salad shooter.
For chocolatey, nutty dessert topping.
Shoot it fast, shoot it neat, shoot it pretty. Salad shooter.
Presto Salad Shooter Slicer Shredder. Clean up easy, dishwasher safe, small enough to store anywhere. Great salads and much, much more.
Salad shooter.
Original, cordless, rechargeable, and professional salad shooter.
You know what else is great about being outdoors with your family? It makes coming home to the warmth of Isotoner Sports Club slippers even more of a pleasure. Sports Club's playful styles and sweatshirt fabrics give you the feeling of a foot massage. So give them as a gift, or give them to yourself, and you'll make sure your feet are having as much fun as the rest of you. Isotoner, an American family tradition.
If your doctor has recommended Metamucil and you like the results, but you don't like those glasses of thick liquid, change to FiberCon. Get the same fiber action in easy-to-swallow tablets. Get doctor-recommended FiberCon.
Share the fantasy. Chanel number 5.
Here's a quick check now of some of today's other news around the world. President Bush marked the 200th anniversary of the Bill of Rights by visiting the Virginia home of James Madison, author of the first 10 amendments. Bush called them a model for all nations.
Thank you all very much.
Survivors of that Egyptian ferry that hit a reef in the Red Sea and sank charged that they were abandoned by the ferry's crew. 180 people survived, 462 are missing and presumed to be dead. Morning rail service for 500,000 British commuters was disrupted because of a bomb blast on the tracks before dawn. Police say it's part of a Christmas terror campaign by the IRA. In New York today, a break in the mob wars for what might be called a family gathering. 41 people with alleged ties to organized crime were subpoenaed for questioning about recent gang fighting. Most of them showed up. So did NBC's John Miller.
They came in Lincolns and Cadillacs, wearing fedoras and dark glasses, looking relatively unhappy. They had all received the same invitation, a grand jury subpoena. New York prosecutors had hoped that a blizzard of subpoenas would put an end to a month of shooting in the streets of Brooklyn that has left mobsters as well as innocent bystanders dead or wounded.
In addition, we're using other law enforcement techniques to make sure they understand that this is going to come to an end.
The war is between two factions of the Colombos, one of New York's 5 organized crime families. One faction, loyal to Carmine Persico, the old boss, now serving 100 years in prison. The other faction, loyal to Vic Arena, the new boss, who has gone into hiding since the war began. Today, Arena's underboss, William Willie Fingers Catola, showed up at the grand jury followed by other Colombo soldiers. Lawyers for the alleged hoods said the grand jury cattle call was harassment.
Seems to me pure and simple that it's an abuse of the system when a district attorney goes out and subpoenas people for no other reason but to inconvenience them and to bring them into his public forum.
It is believed the first time in U.S. history that a prosecutor has attempted to summon an entire crime family before a grand jury. Family soldier Vincent Cassio was smoking a cigarette by the payphone. Joseph Little Lollipop Carna signed in to appear at the grand jury. Alleged mobster Patsy Catalano was there. along with Louis Malpizzo. When Malpizzo's son turned up with a gunshot wound last Sunday, he told police he couldn't remember a thing about how it happened or even who drove him to the hospital. Investigators didn't expect to get a lot of testimony from the mobsters they called in today. That would have been unrealistic. But they hoped that the mob sit-down, called by the DA, would influence at least a Christmas ceasefire in this war. John Miller, NBC News, New York.
In a moment, a controversial plan to transform the Great Plains, to turn back the clock to the 19th century.
Do you have a cold?
Yes, I do have a cold.
Here's 2 cold medicines. This relieves these 3 symptoms, this 9. Choose one.
I would use this one.
Why?
That's my cold. The fever, the headaches, the sinus congestion.
Here's what you chose.
I'm totally amazed.
Would you try Dristan Cold?
Absolutely.
How do you feel?
I feel amazingly good. Dristan really works.
Dristan, the face of relief today.
At Red Lobster, it only happens for the next few weeks. And it's just $7.99. Introducing a brand new shrimp combination. And wait till you taste it. First, we took a touch of honey and created new honey barbecue shrimp. Then the tang of lemon for new lemon broiled shrimp. 2 new tastes together at a special low price, just $7.99. But for a limited time. So hurry to Red Lobster. And for holidays at home, party platters to go. Ready in just 1 hour.
Reintroducing a glorious name for a glorious new automobile. The 1992 Buick Roadmaster. With its powerful V8 performance and the security of its driver's airbag, anti-lock brakes, and full perimeter frame, Roadmaster is perhaps the best value in an American luxury sedan. Roadmaster also delivers something only a Buick can deliver. Buick quality.
You know, ounce for ounce, the California prune has more vitamins and minerals than all these fruits. And it's the only one that actually fits in your mouth.
Sweet, delicious California prunes. Find out how good they really are.
I was a dedicated beard wearer until my wife gave me the new Remington Microscreen Elite. It's quick. It's close. The Remington Microscreen Elite has 2 ultra-thin screens. So comfortable, shaves as close as a blade or your money back. That's Remington.
Assignment Earth tonight, the Buffalo Commons. It's an idea that's been around for a while now, and in the Great Plains, it's not getting to be any more popular. NBC's Roger O'Neill on a plan to give the land back to nature.
He's the crazy professor from the East, Frank Popper. Out West, he's the guy people would like to tar and feather.
We have everything here that you have in a big city, except we have very few of the problems. So we got something here worth saving, and we're going to save it.
But from North Dakota to Texas, that part of the country called the Great Plains, signs of decay and decline are everywhere. In the most rural areas, Popper says there has been 50 years of population decline. Those left are older and poorer. Water supplies are drying up, and government subsidies, which have always propped up the economy, are disappearing. It's time, Popper says, to seriously consider returning huge chunks of the Great Plains to the buffalo, to the way it was before the settlers came.
We're not telling anybody not to stay. If they can make it out here, terrific. But our sense is if you look at the actual history and economics and demography of the plains, it's always been a hard place to live. It's going to get harder.
There's a lot of prairie patriotism out here, and while some acknowledge some truth in the message, it's the messenger from the East who's being attacked.
I don't understand totally why you pick on the Great Plains.
I think if you live in the plains area, we're living in this plains area because we enjoy that part of it.
That's right.
You know, I think that is a unfair approach.
Well, Buffalo Commons as a concept empowers. It liberates. It's a very positive vision.
Popper is not suggesting all of the plains be turned into a giant buffalo park. While some communities will inevitably become ghost towns, others, like Brush, Colorado, will survive by adapting to change. The new jobs in Brush are in retirement homes and a juvenile detention center. In Superior, Nebraska, residents looked at their Victorian architecture and saw tourist dollars. People who live in the Great Plains say there's a quality of life that Popper's statistics miss.
There's just
a quiet elegance here in this part of the country. You can do what you want and you're accepted for what you are.
The history of the Great Plains has always been a story of change, and it continues to be a struggle to survive the harshness of the land. Roger O'Neill, NBC News, Mott, North Dakota.
That's how it is for this Monday night. I'm Tom Brokaw. I'll see you tomorrow night.
NBC Flash, Christmas could be canceled.
We have a crisis on our hands.
Repeat, there may be no toys if Santa can't find someone to help him.
I don't see me in a red suit.
Can Lloyd Bridges and L.A. Law's Michael Tucker save Christmas?
There's not much time left.
In the nick of time. The world premiere movie, NBC Tonight.
Tomorrow morning on Today, Annette Bening talks of her hot new movie and hotter romance with Warren Beatty.
Plus, Barbara Streisand tells all, 2 Hollywood superstars.
Join us tomorrow morning on Today.
Give a child happy Christmas memories. Give to the Channel 8 Toy Drive. Bring a new unwrapped toy to Channel 8 or G.I. Joe's now through December 20th.